Okay, and we will definitely put that on the watch list. All right. Jackie, does anyone, I mean, for all I know, Trayvon knows way more about everyone than I do. Does anybody watch Jackie Chan or Jet Li?
I'll jump in.
Do it. Do it.
So I was actually watching, I was so into live action, and when I was kind of biting, moves for choreography, I was watching Jet Li movies from overseas before he was a mainstream big deal here. So when he came on the scene, what was it? Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
Was that the movie he really kind of came out and was like this stone cold badass? Yeah. Well, I've been watching Jet Li on VHS tapes. Some of these people don't know what a VHS is, but it's a square little tape that you put in a big machine and you watch movies like you do now. So, but yeah, so I was watching. I literally was watching a lot of. It was a movie. What was it? Legend of Fist. I remember that pops in my mind. But just the Asian choreography was so much more advanced than what we were doing in the States. Everything here we were biting off of their moves, So when Jet Li and Jackie Chan came into mainstream domestic, like US films, they were doing movies like Jet Li was so fast, mostly, and I don't know, maybe some people know this, maybe you don't. He was so fast, he was like Bruce Lee fast. The camera can only record so many frames a second, and he can move and be back before the camera could catch it. So he'd have to actually slow down his moves because the way he moves is so fast. And I bet Trayvon right now is saying, damn straight, because he was lightning fast. And then Jackie Chan really capitalized on the comedy. He was the comedy live action Asian star, which was amazing. I mean, he just brought the comedy to it because he's like, well, can it be funny that if I'm doing what I'm doing, it's almost like Three Stooges, kind of slapstick, you know? But I was watching them a long time before they were ever domestic stars. Yeah.
Okay, Trayvon, you definitely found your person on the panel that is the. Is anyone else hiding a love for either of those two?
I do like Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
No, I just don't seek it out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I've seen Rush Hour 2, 3. I had one of my managers at a coffee shop I worked at. She was Rush Hour was her favorite movie in the entire world. She's like, all right, it's your birthday. I'm coming over. This is your gift. She bought me Rush Hour.
I do love Rush Hour movies. Like, the Rush Hour movies are great. And so like my boyfriend is Chinese, and he just made me watch. There's a newer Jackie Chan movie. I think it's called The Tuxedo.
Yeah,
I never heard of it, and I was like, what? So we watched that, and I fell in love with that movie. It was so ridiculous. But like, I still just like have mad respect for like those martial arts, just like the skill that they have, because I mean, I did Taekwondo as a kid and as an adult, and they're like dances. Yeah. And so like I have mad respect for like the choreography and things like that, because someone who I still dance. Because recently I traded in dance for Taekwondo because of money, but like it's so interesting to watch, and like the skills are just amazing, absolutely amazing.
Man, what was I going to say? Oh, Rush Hour. To me, it's one of the most quoted lines that I say whenever we're like having a discussion at the shop, and it's like clear that we're just like talking past each other. Then I will often try to like break that tension by saying, "Do you understand the words that are coming out of
my mouth?"
Yes.
It's like that line lives forever in infamy.
Yeah, my favorite is like, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Yes, I love it. All right, Mallory, favorite moment, Nebra Silver in Black Clover.
Nebra Silva. I'm so glad this question came up because, I actually was just talking about this weekend on another little panel, because there are those characters where you really identify with them and you're like, this is a character that has a pure soul. They're just a good person. And then there are those characters where they are just so mean and terrible and horrible, and you wonder why they do the things that they do. And that's Nebra Silva, basically, because she's part of the Silva family. And she is kind of like, I would say she's similar to like a, evil stepsister type of trope, but just terrible, just honestly terrible to her younger sister throughout the entire series. Although recent season, she had a little bit of a redeeming arc in some capacity, but she is terrible. And I have to admit, although I don't agree with the choices that she makes as a character, it is so much fun to play evil characters because you just get to do things that you would never do in real life and just kind of go all out for it. So I love Nebra Silva. The Silva family also includes Christopher Waycamp and Rico Fajardo. So they are my brothers. And I think about us three just in how terrible and evil we are. And I'm like, this is the best, worst family ever.
Yeah. Now, is that so? Then that's one of the Magic Knights that comes from royalty, then, and then the younger sister is the one that's the Black Bull, right?
Noelle, I think is her name. Yes, and she's the primary character. We're just there to be terrible to her. I think is our entire purpose as characters, which is fun.
Your evil plot devices to move her character forward.
Exactly. Yes.
That's awesome. All right, Bloodman in Fairy Tale, Red.
Yeah, that was, and that when I finally got to hear it with the effects and everything, that was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, I posted that on my personal page. That was a lot of fun. And they told me that there was going to be an effect, added to the voice, but it really just, added all the resonance and the bass to it. And I was like, that's cool. He was like this guy, I'm going to drag you down into the depths of hell, kind of person. It was badass.
Do you get to come back in Fairy Tale, or is that the extent of?
I don't think so, because that was a while back.
Okay,
I'd say I did. They mentioned him as he had a name, and then he wasn't security guard number 16. But
right.
So I figured he might have some other episodes pop up here and there. But that's the thing with anime. You never know, man. I read for Tiki Meek 13, 14 years ago. That's why I remember auditioning for the show, and that was 13, 14 years ago, and then nothing for 10 years. And then they're like, hey, remember that show you did, that character you did? And I was like, yeah, we got like 150 episodes now.
That's awesome.
Some things just pop up, or they just, kind of go away.
All right. Well, as long as he didn't die, he could be in the 100-year quest. All right. Mallory, Magical Spec Ops.
Yes. Okay, so I was super, super excited to be a part of this franchise. And Queen was a very mysterious character where you couldn't see her face. You didn't know exactly who she was for so much of the season. And I would say the thing that when the season ended, I felt like I wanted more of Queen. We didn't really get a ton of her backstory, kind of left it on a cliffhanger in many ways, because I was like, this is a really cool character. She obviously is evil and has some sinister ways, but we didn't really learn much about her. So it was amazing playing her, but I want to continue to voice her in future so I can learn more about her.
So there's just so much more out there. All right.
Yes.
That sounds like something that I don't know yet. Mallory, is that from the most recent season in Fairy Tale?
It is. If you know this, you know what this is. So it's probably the most ridiculous thing that I've done on Fairy Tale, to be honest with you. The spell is all the characters feel good when they're under his spell.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It was fun, but it was absolutely ridiculous. It's pretty much all I can say.
Now I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think we got to, last one. Does anyone rage quit on video games when they play?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. All right. I think we got them. We got all of. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. It's always my commitment to get all the questions in the VIP. That's why I refuse to take questions in free panel. So thank you guys for helping me get to the end of the questions. Thank you guys for your time. Appreciate everybody in VIP. Please, 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 you should have links to Hangouts. If you don't, shoot me an email on my cell phone. Text me whatever you need. If there's any technical difficulties, we'll get you in. And then it looks like the first one, there's my calendar. We have a short break, and then Hangouts start back up again in like 9 minutes. So ping me if you need me, you guys. Thank you so much. It's a ton of fun getting
Great questions. Thank you guys so much.
So good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice to feel you guys too.
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy, you guys.
Guys.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Ah.
All right.